Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 41.7k subscribers. Let's get to 42k by the end of the month. Please like this video down below and subscribe to the channel. But before we get started, I'd like to tell you guys about my friends over at My Patriot Supply. As Americans, we need to be prepared, and that includes avoiding the long lines at the grocery store by stocking up on disaster food supply, and there is no better disaster food kit than the ones over at American-made My Patriot Supply. Take action so you're ready for what's coming and save up to $100 on a 4-week emergency food kit when you go to my special website, preparewithredeagle.com. Those that know what's coming are preparing today. Go to preparewithredeagle.com. That is preparewithredeagle.com. And today I wanted to go over Donald Trump's strategy to win the 2020 election. Obviously, he did just replace his campaign manager, Brad Parscale, last night with a new individual who ran Chris Christie's campaign, which was successful even in a blue state. So I'm hoping, since he's been on winning campaigns before, that he's going to be able to be a lot better than Brad Parscale. But that's not exactly what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be about Donald Trump and what he has attacked Biden on in his recent press conference the other day. Yes, this is a Breitbart article, but it's not necessarily biased as much as it is aggregating what Trump said during the press conference, so I am going to use it. Going down the list of the 42 disastrous things that Joe Biden would do as president, I'm going to say, is this exactly a good strategy to attack him on? Is it exactly true? And how exactly will attacking Biden help him when it comes to the issue? So there's 42, I believe 42 in this list. We are going to go through every single one of these things. We're going to talk about it. Step one is abolish immigration detention. No more detention. You come in here illegally, no more detention. This is basically something that a lot of the Democrat presidents have talked about. They all were raising their hands for things like having illegal border crossings be decriminalized. So that is step one. That is an effective way to attack Biden on the issue. I don't know if Biden has exactly said abolish detention. I would have to fact check that on my end. But attacking Biden for being weak on immigration is exactly what I would say is an effective strategy, especially in places like Texas, places in Arizona. Trump is going to have to put energy into those states in order to hold them, and they will be decisive come November. And this also plays into part one. It is stop all deportation. And this is another thing that Biden would have a policy for that would be disastrous. It will just let people walk into our country. At that point, we would basically be having open borders. He's incentivizing the entire world to come into America and to leech off of the system. And that is not a winning strategy. That is not what most voters want. And Donald Trump saying that he's taking a stand against these issues on immigration is going to help him vastly, especially among Republicans, as Republicans and right-leaning independents are really the only voters that actually care that much about immigration. This is why I'm saying that Republicans should get tougher on immigration, because it will not hurt Republicans very much among independents, especially even Hispanic Americans. If anything, it is going to help embolden the base. Part 3, it ties into part 1 and part 2 about the open borders, ending prosecution of illegal border crossers. Biden said he would only deport people if they were criminals or something like that at the last debate with Bernie Sanders. That's not going to be a winning strategy. Clearly, we have to talk about, if you pull over somebody that's illegal, you don't necessarily just give them a boost, because in the future, if they become a citizen, they're going to be voting Democrat. That is why Biden wants to give them a boost. And Trump needs to take a stand against it, take a stand against the global agenda, and stand up for his original campaign promises about immigration, which it's a good thing that he's attacking Biden on this, definitely incentivizing illegal alien child smuggling. So people were criticizing Trump's zero-tolerance policy at the border for family separation, but studies have shown that I believe it's like 30% of the time they're not even the real family, they're actually human traffickers. So clearly Biden, whatever policy that he would put into effect, would probably incentivize it. I don't know if it's a specific policy that he's put forward, but attacking Biden on immigration, there's definitely more here. Incentivizing, expanding asylum for all new illegal aliens, that is going to be another one. We'll see what happens there. Just opening our doors for everyone to come in here. The Remain in Mexico policy is a good thing that Trump's got going on. because Mexico's a fairly safe country. It's a lot safer than other parts of Central America, but why does America have to bear the beast of burden with these people exactly? That's the question I have to ask on that. So Trump attacking Biden on that is also effective. Canceling all asylum cooperations with Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador, definitely talking about Central America. Doing that would basically incentivize more people to come into America. Taxpayer-funded lawyers will be given to all illegal aliens. Again, talking about the open borders policy, the caving into the far left, the people that shout no borders, no wall, no USA at all, those kinds of people. The AOC Democrats, the people that will pander to those individuals. Those are the people that are going to be trying to push Biden's campaign and presidency far, far to the left, farther left than it already is. So talking about immigration, Biden would basically have open borders, and that would support the policies the far left pushes, as well as the corporate left, the people that want the cheap labor. They are also going to be incentivizing the illegal alien crossings as well as open borders and these policies. Again, abolishing immigration enforcement against illegal workers, restoring catch and release policies for illegals. Yes, again, Obama administration's catch and release. So you would catch the illegal aliens and then you would just release them after a while. That's not exactly a winning strategy for anybody, and immigration was one of the reasons why Trump was able to win, and the fact that Obama was a little bit weak on the issues of illegal immigration was partially why Trump was able to win the issue in the general election. And people are going to talk about the fact that Obama did deport more than Trump. However, Trump changed the definition of deportation back to the Bush definition, so Trump has actually been stronger on the border security. He has also deported more people, and you're going to see less illegal crossings under Trump because of the policies that he struck with the Mexican government to have people remain in Mexico. So granting work permits for illegals, providing taxpayer subsidies and welfare for illegal aliens and new immigrants. Definitely, this also ties into it. Free student aid and free community college for illegal aliens again. So we are going to educate people that broke our laws, that came into America illegally. That's not something that people want to have their taxes go for, to support people that broke the law, that cut the line. Signing new immigrants up for welfare immediately, that's another one. That's what the globalist vote farm does to get people addicted to welfare. They try to get people addicted to voting for the Democrat Party. Ending the requirement for immigrants' self-sufficiency and maximizing their welfare, that also ties into that. Ending the travel bans, including from jihadist regions. Yes, they attacked Trump as xenophobic because he decided to ban travel from certain countries that Obama and Bush spent the last 15 years just bombing the hell out of. And Biden's going to have some of these people come to America. Yeah, totally not a recipe for disaster. Just one terrorist gets through. A lot of them will have a lot of hate directed towards America, the American people, the American government. That's not a good strategy to end the travel bans. And I don't even think that's going to pull well with the public. Granting mass amnesty, that 17, Biden has promised that. And like I said, that would grant a big boost to the Democrat Party. They would flip a lot of states overnight, basically. Texas has a lot of illegals. Arizona has a lot of illegals. And if everyone was voting in those states, Democrats probably would be able to do better in them, probably be able to win them. That's why we need to get tough on immigration as a Republican Party, as a conservative movement, because yes, legal immigration is also a problem. Granting mass amnesty also turns illegal immigration into legal immigration. So that's definitely a problem. 18, vastly expand low-skilled immigration to the U.S. Yes, talking about cheap labor, lowering down wages, things like that. 19 is increasing refugee admissions by 700%. Yes, Hillary Clinton promised this, to increase the refugee admissions by, I think, like 500% when it comes to Syria. Biden would almost certainly do that. Trump, actually, one of the best immigration policies he has had is lowering the amount of refugees in this country. And Biden would not put America first. He would put these people first, and you would see another refugee crisis. You see it in Europe. You'd see a similar thing happening here. Definitely, that's a part of the global agenda. That's what the global agenda is trying to do, just because it benefits them for power. 20, abolish law enforcement. As we know it, this one might be a little bit of an extreme, but Biden has called the police an enemy. He said he wants to divert funding away from them. He wants to defund the police. That is not a winning strategy at all. 21, end cash bail. That's also ending bail, abolish the death penalty completely. Talking about Biden getting weak on crime, especially ironically after Biden was very strong on crime, if anything too strong on crime for his entire career, only to turn to the left. I don't know exactly how many of these are actually policies that have been supported by Biden, but we know Biden is going to be weaker on crime than Trump is. Trump hasn't entirely been that strong on crime. He has passed criminal justice reform. However, Biden would be much weaker, and if anything, too weak when it comes to crime. 23 appoint social justice prosecutors in order to free violent criminals. Yeah, exactly. That's what the far left wants to do. They don't want to actually police the communities properly. They would rather play identity politics and play the side of the criminal, because that's who they coddle on a daily basis. Ending mandatory minimums, incentivizing prison closure, ending solitary confinement, free federal housing to former inmates. I mean, definitely there. More weakness on crime. Trump must make this a law and order campaign. You look at 1988, you look at how Bush was down by 17 in mid to late July, and then he released his great ad. And then instantly overnight, he skyrocketed up in the polls and ended up winning over 400 electoral votes. That is a good strategy for Trump to do. He needs to stop saying Biden was too tough on crime back in the day because he passed the crime bill. He needs to start calling Biden out for what he is, an individual who is controlled by people who want to make him weak on crime. 28, rejoin the Paris Climate Accord. Yes, a very globalist agreement that didn't benefit America. It benefited China, because we know the other countries aren't exactly going to follow it, and that's the way it goes. 29 is mandate net zero carbon emissions for homes, offices, and all new buildings by 2030, talking about the Green New Deal. AOC is the advisor when it comes to this kind of stuff, and Biden has said that he wants to put AOC in charge of climate. That's a recipe for disaster. Zero carbon emissions from power plants by 2035. That's not going to happen. That's ridiculous. Mandate net zero carbon emissions by 2050. That's probably more doable, but saying mandating zero carbon emissions from power plants by 2035 is a joke, because that would essentially just shut down all of the power plants that we have. Mandate all 500,000 school buses and all 3 million government vehicles will be changed to zero emissions vehicles within 5 years. Installing 500,000 taxpayer-funded charging stations nationwide. That's also hilarious. Ending school choice, again, going back to the Jim Crow Joe, that kind of plays in with Joe Biden's old agenda. That's something Trump should actually be supporting, is school choice, instead of exactly trying to weaken our justice system. I think that the school choice thing is much better, as it gives people an opportunity to actually get better education. And I think that's one of his best education policies so far that he's proposed and implemented throughout his presidency, is school choice. So ending tax credit scholarships serving disadvantaged students in 26 states. Again, going back to the education populism thing, opposing 14 million Americans with education savings accounts and getting rid of school choice, having to do a school choice, eliminate school choice in D.C., abolish charter schools. Yes, exactly. The Dems don't like those. Ban funding for charter schools in poor neighborhoods, abolish educational standards. Again, this would drastically weaken the education in a lot of impoverished areas, disproportionately black areas. And I think that this is a lot better strategy of attacking Biden on policy. So I like the fact that he's been attacking Biden on this. Abolish the suburbs with AFFH regulations. Again, he's still giving something back to the suburbs. You see these suburbs, you see a lot of these apartment complexes go up, and they're filled up with people in the cities, and it's lowering the value of the suburbs, and Biden will do everything in his power to misuse and abuse the American Fair Housing Act in order to abolish the suburbs as we know it. And 42, they're going to rip down the wall. I don't think Biden has ever advocated for that, but he wants to put Beto in charge of guns, and Beto has said that he wants to rip down the wall because, we build bridges or something like that. So again, this is an overall good list of things Trump needs to do. A lot of this was drawn from the transcript of Trump's press conference, so we'll have to see. Hopefully Trump can stay on message, and if he attacks Biden for these 42 disastrous things, he will be reelected come November. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and sub to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, join the Discord and subreddit, donate to the Patreon, or subscribe. Star links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.